All right. Hey, thank you for joining us for a couple minutes. I'm Ian.
I'm Celeste.
And welcome to a couple minutes. This has been in the works for
A long time.
a long time. Absolutely. For those of you who don't know, we're the founding members of CIAN Truth Ministries. And a little over a year ago, we started a podcast as an outreach on these two. And we had planned for a couple minutes shortly after, and it just never seemed to have traction, and it just never seemed to work into the ministry time frame.
And then we moved.
Sold the studio and house and moved here to Alabama. Mm-hmm. And so welcome to one part of the studio.
Right.
And so we had to build the studio and get a lot of things in place. A lot of legalities had to come into place. The season had to open up.
Right.
That we're currently in right now. And I think for most would say that we're definitely in times. So Yah's hand is definitely moving, and we got the green light. So here we are. So the purpose of Couple Minutes is that we wanted to provide a couple's perspective, and as my wife would say, a few minutes.
And a lot of minutes.
Depending on who's talking.
Speaking,
I tend to be the one that talks the most.
Right.
And so with that being said, welcome. And, our first topic, one of those aspects as a couple we wanted to talk about was the concept of being Ehchahd, being one.
Of becoming Ehchahd.
Right.
You don't just get married on day one.
You don't sprinkle a little water, shake it.
So the spiritual Ehchahd is a lot faster than the physical Ehchahd.
Right, okay.
So we're trying to get everybody's on the same page.
Right.
So there are definitely struggles of boundaries, of learning to love each other.
Okay. And I think probably because of that, there comes a level of preconceived notions of, I guess you could say, maybe gender roles, right? I mean...
Right, and some of that, you have to just throw it out the window. If one's working full-time, if one's working nights, or if one is all day homeschooling the kids, and then the husband comes home, well, the mom will still need a break. Mm-hmm. And so it just happened, with us that we're both home all the time because we both work from home. And so trying to figure out whose job was what, and whether it was cleaning, vacuuming, laundry, dinner making.
Right. And I think that's where an aspect of love comes into play, is that you see where, one, you identify pretty quickly. It's pretty easy to figure out who's better at something.
Right, that has to play a part too. If you've got somebody that burns water...
you don't want them cooking.
No, you don't want them making the family meals.
Right. So, who's better at that aspect? There are things I don't mind doing that you absolutely despise, you dislike, and vice versa. Heck, I do the laundry.
You wash it, and then I fold it and put it up.
Right.
So it's a great teamwork. It's a great effort. At first, when he started doing it, I was really picky and, you don't wash this with that, or you can't. Then I was like, just shut up. Appreciate the fact that he's doing it.
Wait, what's that you say? You say you speak into someone what you're wanting?
So thank you for doing the laundry. I really appreciate you doing it. And so I had to shut my mouth and realize, no, he is helping you. You don't have time to do it. You can't dictate to him how it's to be done if you can't do it yourself. Right.
So, and the same thing, I can cook. It's not a fun thing much anymore like it was when I was...
Well, everything was presentation, and it takes forever, and we just got to eat. It may not look beautiful, but boy, it usually tastes pretty okay, unless you mix glass noodles and couscous or something like that.
Right. We've some experiencing of some weird concoctions. Right. So understanding there are things that someone's better at and enjoys more. And then probably I think the biggest thing is that, and maybe it's something we picked up when we both were in the military, was the concept, if you see something, fix it.
Well, don't just point out what's wrong, come with a solution. Something that could improve it. Because I might not realize that something's even wrong, or that I'm not doing it right. So, and come at them at love too, because you may not realize they've had a terrible day, homeschooling's not going well, or had terrible phone calls, and you come in and just
provide that one straw to break the camel's back.
What needs to be done, but not how, or even offer a solution. And you might getting burnt dinner that night.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, that person might be baptized, and you're holding them down until the bubbles of sin stop coming up.
Right.
All joking aside. So if you see an issue, if you see a fix, if you know of a fix for it, bring that forward. Don't just point out something and not have an option, a fix or something. And on top of that, don't walk past something that's simple to do and expect the other person to do it.
Well, if you're seeing it, Ehchahd. I mean, you're helping each other out. Less stress on you. Less stress on me in the long run. Mm-hmm. We bottle up something and we're going to argue. It's that pressure is going to build and stuff. And so it's just taking steps to become one, to become a seamless household. To become, not being a seamless household.
Right, it takes work.
It's always a walk. It's never, there's always room for improvement. There's always room for doing more.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's probably the best part to end that with. This concept is learning to work together, that you are part of a team. It is a continued walked out process. It doesn't happen overnight. Mm-mm. It's something you're going to have to work on to the day we leave.
Well, it's constantly fighting the flesh of what I want, or what's best for the family, what's best for the house.
And thinking of that other person. Absolutely. All right. So we're going to end there. Thank you for joining us for a couple minutes. Yah willing, we'll see you again next week. Shalom.
Shalom.